Hey everyone, this is Dr. Zach Gruen here at Performance Sport and Spine, and today we're going over the 5 best exercises for glute med activation. The glute medius is one of the 3 glute muscles. It's a broad fan-shaped muscle that attaches from the ilium, which is part of your pelvis, and inserts into the lateral aspect of the greater trochanter, which is the bony protuberance on the side of your hip. It's actually broken into 3 different parts, anterior, middle, and posterior, and they all do slightly different functions, but overall we can kind of assume that it stabilizes the femur relative to the pelvis and abducts or lifts the leg away from the body. So the first exercise is a sideline plank in neutral position. So laying on your side with your elbow under your shoulder and your feet straight. Lift your pelvis up into a neutral position so that the spine and femurs are in line. Hold to tolerance. Now a couple common errors are not lifting your pelvis up high enough and letting it sag towards the floor, or conversely lifting it too high so it's elevated towards the ceiling. So the single leg squat is the next exercise. So standing on one leg, we're going to squat down until we can touch the big toe with our middle finger, and then stand up. Again, it should be slow and controlled, and you should be able to go all the way down, pause for a partial second, and then stand up. A couple of common errors is not going deep enough, which doesn't get the glute as much, or keeping too much of an upright torso, which activates more of the quad. And since the emphasis is the glute, we want to make sure we reach all the way down, pause, controlled, and then stand back up, leaning forward. Single leg deadlift. So standing on one leg, we're going to push the opposite leg backwards, trying to pivot on our hip, making sure our pressure is over our midfoot or slightly into our heel, and then reaching back out with our leg and out with our arms, and then coming back. Again, you should feel the tension here, not here. If you're feeling it in your back, you're leaning forward too much. So again, think about pushing that leg backwards, and as your leg goes back, your torso follows forward, kind of like a T. So your body should kind of be an equal proportion of legs back, arms forward. And again, you should feel tension in this ipsilateral glute and a little bit in the hamstring. So pelvic drop. So we're going to stand on one leg with the other leg bent off the ground, and we're going to try to tilt this pelvis down towards the floor without moving this knee or leg too much. So putting your hands on your pelvis, tilt your hip down towards the floor, feeling some gentle tension here, and then come up. Again, keeping the knee straight, tilt down, come up. So a common error to be aware of is simply just bending the knee of the stance leg. Now you can know that you're doing this because your knee will be sore or tired rather than the hip, which is the emphasis of the exercise. So last is a good old sideline lunge. So laying on your side with your up leg straight, lift up towards the ceiling and down. Again, you should feel some gentle tension over your posterior buttocks, and you shouldn't feel tension in your low back. So a common error with this exercise is bringing your leg too far forward when you bring it up. So keeping it back in line with your spine is helpful, making sure that you feel it over your glute rather than the anterior TFL muscle. So a helpful cue can be keeping your back and your butt and your heel against the wall, and as you raise your leg up, your leg and your heel should maintain contact with the wall throughout the whole motion. Thank you so much for watching our video about the glute med exercises. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.